Hey everybody, this is Donnaleigh from Donnaleigh.com, and I wanted to share with you a little exercise that kind of starts basic and goes bigger and bigger. And this is a way you kind of can push your own meanings as you learn the Lenormand as individual card meanings as well as blends. So let's try this together. First of all, one of the first things you'll have to do when you work the Lenormand is you're going to have to figure out the individual card meanings. So when you pull out a card, you will say, okay, this card means it could be sun, beautiful, happy, it could mean exposure. This is the sun card, and to me this card exposes many things. Sometimes we're good, sometimes we're not, but it's also a very positive card. So we're going to take that and put it down. Now let's add one more. We're going to turn this now into a 2-card reading. Okay, so let's randomly pull another one, and sun is now paired with fox. So now we have sun and fox. So we have the exposure of, say, lies or cheating or something going on. So you can see how the tone has just taken a shift from something beautiful to something that is indicating something might be going on. It might be a good thing that it's exposed, but we're seeing how the reading starts to spread. A lot of people, I've been criticized in my tarot readings as well as Lenormand for using too many cards, and this is part of the reason why I like to, is because you get a lot of details. It's not for everybody, but this is what I enjoy. So let's add another card. So we'll turn it into 3-card reading. Okay, so now we have the Rider, first card of the deck. And so what we've got here is the exposure of lies, and somebody's moved on. All right, so it's created movement. So you're starting now to see a story. This was kind of the theme. This is now we're seeing a little bit of action happening. Let's turn one more and see what we get. All right, so let's, another sneaky card. So basically, the snake card can indicate sometimes it's another woman or another person. Sometimes another person that someone could be having an affair with or cheating with or just in cahoots with on the side. It also could mean slippery, troublesome, snake oil, that sort of thing. With these 2 cards in here, that's kind of a troublesome reading. These 2 cards are good. These 2 cards are not so good, but you start seeing the story that's coming through here. The exposure of lies, somebody's moving toward this more slippery situations. So it looks like we're seeing a cycle here. Then let's pull another one. So I'm going to do something here. If we pull another card, so we have stars. I'm going to mix up the story just for fun. Whoops, actually there's another card stuck to the bottom. Coffin, interesting. We'll add that next. So I'm going to shuffle it up. Actually, let's throw in the coffin. Let's just make it part of our next card activity. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. So let's turn it into a cute little spread here with a new story. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pair up these 2, and these 2. So we've got the exposure of lies. That's our first step. Another slippery person moves on to another slippery person, or movement. The lies or the slippery flexible person, this could be the same person, could be moving on, perhaps to something else, and this could be spreading out, doing to more people, and perhaps causing destruction. This could also mean the ending of the things that are before it. So creating a new cycle and spreading out elsewhere, perhaps. So now we have, it's kind of like a 3-card reading in doubles, but really we've got a 6-card reading here. So you can see how more stuff comes. Now, 9-card readings are a lot of fun to do with this too, but let's do one more thing. Let's do our 6-card reading with a significator. I'm just going to randomly pull a significator here. So this is going to be our theme. Oh gosh, karmic burdens. We have cross. So let's take the cards as they come. And I have, let's see, 2 more. So I'm just going to randomly put them in here. We'll start a little story here. So now we have kind of like one of our interesting line readings. So what we've got here is snake, coffin, rider. There's your cross. fox, stars. The interesting thing, and I created a video earlier about this, is all the ways you can read this. It's fabulous. So you can read these two together, the burden of lies. You can read these together, the burden of movement of this person who lies moving. These two can be read together. So endings and then movement. These three can be read together. You've got the slippery person, something ends and it moves on. Still a burdensome theme. More lies, spreading out and then exposed. Looks like it's exposed again, because we saw that before. You can then read these two end cards together. They mirror each other. So the slippery snake oil, exposed, both in the past and in the future. If you consider this side the past and this the future. You can read these together. Endings of something, still having hope I can get it somewhere else and metastasizing somewhere else. I don't know, I got cancer. And then these two together is the movement of the fox, slipping in and out of new caves. So interesting. Then if you wanted to read, some people like to shift up other cards, these two and others. I tend to stick to the ones that are symmetrical. You can do what you want. It's your reading. So now we have 7 cards, 6, 7. Let's add 2 more randomly. I'm just going to see what we get. Mice, good gracious, we got some really terrible cards here. And Lily. So now I'm going to mix these up. We're going to take the cards that we started with small spreads. I'm going to turn them into a beautiful 9-card reading. So let's see, this one will be random. It's our middle card, stars, fox, snake is here, coffin, lily, cross, sun, rider, and mice. Now you can have an absolute blast with this. This would be a great thing to journal about. So stars are in the middle. So this is really all about this person spreading out, being around many people, needing to be seen, the stars twinkling in the night, and perhaps needing to feel like they're a star. Now, the interesting thing is that the needing to be seen and being seen, this person being exposed, ends up being the burden. So this right here, these two that are mirrored, you've got movement and something taken away. So it seems like this person moves from town to town to town, like those people that were in the snake oil caravans where they'd sell you the potion and sell it, and before you knew it couldn't work, they'd go to the next one. So from town to town. These two right here, same sort of things. Endings and perhaps hurt and loss and snake oil again. These two right here, lies and snake oil. This is interesting because I see this often, the lily card, as it could be like a sexual rush, or it could be something like, to me, a lily is an older woman. It can sometimes be things like nursing homes or older people. But because this is older woman, I tend to see that this person may cling to women who are older. Woman, this could be spiritual. This could be the older woman. These two together could be, it's a karmic burden on the older woman, or they are a karmic burden to him. There also is lies to or with older woman. There's also, let's see, what else do we have here? Exposure. We could start doing things like crosses. Now this ends us, we already did the knighting of the older woman with the burden. There's also the burden of this ending. So perhaps this person going from town to town has endings over and over and over again. You could take knighting of this, the person moving as the snake oil. Let's knight this, 1, 2, and then down. Person moving is to or from the older woman. This right here, endings, has to do with something being taken away or thievery. Let's do this one. Endings here. Lies, mice. So lies cause something to be taken away over and over from this person. So, and you can experiment with this, take the mirroring cards, cross cards, and just kind of mix them up. You can also use them as a story this way. So this could be lies or a burden, and then more ongoing lies. You could be moving, exposure, you moving, you have hope, and then boom, they figure it out, it moves away. And then the coffin, so you put an ending to something, and then you have this glorious shining light, and you figure it out with this older woman. So perhaps that's a new cycle of trying to trick another older woman. There you go. You can read from top to bottom. Lies, move, and end. Lies, he moves on, and then there's a new ending. Karmic burden, spreading out to more people and being exposed. The snake, the lies, the slitheriness, the slipperiness takes away from perhaps even the older woman that he's attached to. Or it could be taken away from the relationship from the older woman. Why? Exposure. What's being taken away? Hope. Lies is attached to him. It's a burden. It's an ongoing thing, and maybe related to something spiritual as well. So that's how you can take a one-card reading into many and learn, just kind of play with your cards. Start with one and move up. You can even start going toward a grand tableau if you wanted to really go crazy, but I think if you stick to small spreads like this, it'll be a great learning tool for you. So give that a try, and I would love to hear what you find. Have fun.